If a doctor has prescribed a medication to your child and your child doesn't want to take it because it's bitter, what do? Hi, my name is Ivan, and I'm going to show you how I work around this problem for my child. What I do is I create a sweet candy that disguises the medication. I'm going to show you how I do that. So here are the essential ingredients and equipment that I use. First of all, I use sugar cones. I crush them and mix them into the mixture. Second of all, I use milk chocolate chips. My kids really like them. Of course, there's the medication itself, a piece of parchment paper, kitchen hammer, a table knife, a teaspoon. Here's a cup, a shot cup, a crusher that you can buy at any drugstore, and something to melt the chocolate. I'm using a home fondue maker. I just use the candle here. So let's begin making our candy. So first of all, let's get the dosage that was prescribed to you by your doctor. In my case, it's 3 pills. Put it right in here. I don't need this anymore. I'm going to crush that in the crusher, like this. Just like that, back and forth until you get a nice powder. There you go. Using the knife, I extract anything that's on the bottom. You want to be as precise as you can with your dosage. Get a little bit of excess off of the cup of the crusher, and I'm done with the crusher. The next thing I do is I take the cone and I'm just putting a piece of it on a parchment. So let's see, how much do I need? Maybe just about as much. So I'm using the kitchen hammer to crush it. And that's the mix that I get, and I put it in my cup. Carefully, like that. I will need the parchment a little later. I'm just putting it aside for now. And while it's all dry, I'm mixing that with the powder that I have created by crushing my medicine, making sure it's evenly distributed. Okay, I've got some chocolate chips in here. I'm just gonna melt it. So I have a lighter. And give it some time to melt. It will take maybe 5 minutes. All right, so what we do is we take the cup and we mix about maybe half a spoon of the chocolate in, not too much. Use the table knife to help myself and just mix it like that. What I'm gonna do now is use the parchment paper and lay out my candy on it right here. Doesn't necessarily look as pretty as the one that you would buy in store, but it's sweet and hopefully it disguises the bitterness of your pill, which is our objective. So I'm going to make sure that I get as much as I can out of the cup nicely. And remember, the denser you make this mix, the easier it is to get it out of the cup. If it's not dense enough, then a lot of things may be left. I'm going to make sure I get as much as I can to be as close as I need to be to the dosage. There you go. And I can use my spoon again to rub the excess off the knife. Now it's up to you how you want to make it looking better, prettier, if you will. You can be creative at this point. You can use some icing sugar or some sprinkles, whatever your child likes. I've got a little bit of icing sugar right over here. So I'm just going to sprinkle on top a little bit just to make it less ugly, like that. All right, there it goes. So that's all there is to it. The last thing to do is to put it in the fridge so that it becomes a little bit more firm and easier to manage. So what I do is I have this container. that many people have at home. I open up the lid, I put it right on the parchment into this lid, and I cover it so it's upside down in a way. Now you can actually tear off the excess of the parchment paper if you want. Don't need it anymore. Just do that here, like that. And off it goes. It goes in the fridge in that way. All right, so give it 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes in the fridge, and it should get firm after that. Let's open it up. Here's our candy. Now it's pretty easy to detach it from the parchment and it's ready to go. Maybe let it warm up to the room temperature so it's a little bit easier to consume. And off it goes. Here goes our candy. That we can discard. I hope that this really simple method will help your kid take the medication they were prescribed and feel better.